We're learning more this morning about a shooting that left one woman dead and two others injured in the West Valley. One of the women's children was also treated for stab wounds after this incident. Here's a look at where that attack happened. Police say that after the shooting, the suspect left the scene at Flamingo and Jones and later turned himself in at Metro headquarters near MLK and Alta. Police say the suspect is the estranged ex-husband of the woman who died. They report she was with family members in an apartment when the suspect went in and started shooting. 3 people were shot and taken to the hospital, and that's where the woman died. The others are expected to recover. Police say the woman's 2 children were also in the apartment at the time. Her 14-year-old daughter was treated for stab wounds and is expected to recover. A 2-year-old at the scene was not injured. And police believe that after leaving the scene, the suspect went home to his home near Spring Mountain and Torrey Pines before turning himself in at Metro Police headquarters.